Hi, I'm Darlene Carmen. Can you relate to a time in your life when everything going on was on track? It was work, as usual, your off time filled with family and routine activities. Then life throws a kink. Tragedy enters your life. This is what happened when Trey Cisco's son Scott was diagnosed with cancer. Trey and Scott faced the illness and loss, but went on to build a foundation called Team Scott to shred childhood cancer. On the show today, we have Trey and her sister Veronica Cisco. Hey, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, this is Scott, and I know that he loves skateboarding and kids. Tell me more about him.
Yes, his favorite thing to do is skateboard. Him and his brother are huge skateboarders, and that's how we came up with the idea to shred childhood cancer, was because he's a skateboarder and that's a skateboarding term. So he was really good and instrumental in helping us come up with that idea as well.
Okay, so he liked kids. Kids gravitated towards him.
They did. Yes. They did. He actually worked at my childcare for almost 3 years, something like that. And he was like a big toy. He was on the floor with the kids all the time. They were building contraptions with Legos or just sitting on the floor taking reading. They would take pictures all the time. So I've got a ton of pictures of him with kids on the floor. And there's one particular child, Elisha, who was a baby. He must have been 3 months old when Scott started working there. And so as Elisha grew, Scott really paid a lot of attention to him. Elisha, he was just a big, like a father figure in his life. And Scott helped him learn how to walk, take his first steps. And Elisha just turned 5, and he's moving on to kindergarten soon. So he's still with me. And so he reminds me a lot of Scott and his attitude and his being so outgoing. So he was definitely an extrovert, and the kids love that about him.
So how old is Scott in this picture?
Ooh, he must have been. His braces are off. So what?
19.
Yeah, 19.
Yeah.
And then we have a picture back here of the skateboard.
And
this is so I don't know anything about skateboarding. So what's happening here?
he was actually about to do a jump, and we did a screenshot off of a video and caught him like that, and used that picture of him skateboarding for our logo.
Oh, that's really, really neat. Well, I don't know anything about him, but I know it's a lot of activity, a lot of fun, and they just love it. So,
yes.
So he was a very outgoing person, very physical, very active with so many different things. I know he enjoyed cooking.
Yes.
And so many different activities. What alerted you that something was going on with his health? What happened?
Kind of ironic. It was a skateboarding accident where he actually was doing a trick, and then the skateboard hit him in the growing area, and it was bothering him, and I kept telling him to go to the doctor, because at the time I lived in Indiana, and he was out here in California with his dad and his stepmom, and it took him 6 months to finally go get checked out, and that's when we were diagnosed with testicular cancer at first.
At first?
At first.
Well, this is really just, it happens so fast for you. And for people out there watching that don't know very much about childhood cancer, what is RMS?
RMS is short for rhabdomyosarcoma, which is what Scott had, and it affects soft tissue areas. So that's why they diagnosed him with testicular cancer at first, thinking that's what it was. But after the surgery was done, that's when they realized they had misdiagnosed him, which we have found out is very common in childhood cancers.
Yes. Now, is this cancer, is this kind of a rare cancer?
Yes.
It is very rare. It is maybe 2% of children are diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma, and usually it'll be young children. It'll be newborns, 1, 2 years old. And so it was extremely rare for Scott to be diagnosed at 19.
At 19?
Yes.
So you think that it was maybe the injury that called attention to it,
Yes.
but it did not cause the cancer, is what you were telling me before. It didn't really cause the cancer. It just maybe
It activated it in a
Activated
sense,
it.
yeah.
Yes, with rhabdomyosarcoma, it's a cellular cancer, so it's not something that can be caused from outside sources.
Yeah.
It's something that was already in his system.
And so he actually went into treatment like right away, like
Oh,
right
yes.
after, like a week later. Like this was, now we're talking about what, June 2012? Was this a trial treatment that he had?
Yes, it was. We were diagnosed on June 15th, and we had to be in the trial program by the 22nd because you had 30 days after the surgery to be able to get into the trial program. And we had already wasted about 3 weeks by that point. So,
And can you tell us a little bit about the treatment, the trial program itself? I don't have any background on what a trial program is. What does that mean?
we were ended up at UCSF where they do a lot of trial programs, and specifically on rhabdo, which worked out really well for us. So it's a drugs that they're already using on the kids, but they are trying to use higher dosages to see if they can find a cure, because there is no cure for rhabdomyosarcoma.
There is no cure.
No cure. So
I think when we were talking earlier also, I believe that you said that they don't really know exactly what kind of a dosage to give for children. Is that right? And that
Yes.
they're
Right.
actually using adult dosages. And so it's a trial because they're actually experimenting. Is that right?
Right.
pretty much, yes.
So it's basically all the drugs out there for cancers are geared towards adults. Nothing is made for children because the children just can't handle the drugs, and so they feel that it would be a waste of time to make a drug for children. So what many researchers are doing now, which is what we try to support, is that they're trying to come up with new drugs and new ways of treating childhood cancers. And so that's where our foundation is part. One of the things that we do is really help the researchers through funding, and we try to help them, find a cure. I mean, really, that's what we're looking for. Not
So
not a
much,
couple
yeah.
of years, just to find a cure.
Oh, yes. Well, now, he was in treatment for how long?
It was a 54-week program. We had some relapses, so it ended up being more like a 63-week program, because if your body's not coming back from the chemo fast enough, you have to wait to go to the next stage. So in the end, it was about 63 weeks.
So did he have radiation as well?
Yes, he did.
he had surgery?
20 days radiation while he's getting chemo as well at the same time.
And then the treatment on top of that.
Yes.
Yeah, we would literally go from radiation in the morning, cross the street, and go get chemo right after.
Wow. And he had a sense of humor. I know that he got along great from things that I saw on your
Yes.
website, that he got along great with the nurses and everything
Oh, yes.
going along.
He had two favorite nurses, Nicole and Brittany, and they loved him for his shirts that he would wear to treatments.
Yeah.
So they would be very excited to see what shirt Scott Hahn had for that day at treatment, because he would come in with girls or just weird shirts.
Very weird.
Yeah.
Well, humor, that's a
Right.
good time to
Yes.
use it. If you've got any at all that you can find to use, that's a good time to use it,
Yeah, that's all we knew was humor. Because people would always ask us, why are you guys always having so much fun here?
Right.
What?
Oh, how
Yeah.
neat. Oh.
We don't know any other way. Like, otherwise we'll be crying the whole time. So we
Yes.
choose to have fun and live our life today, because we really didn't know what tomorrow
Right.
was going to bring
Did he
us.
share a lot with people, with his friends and stuff? Did he have a lot of visitors coming in there during this time, or was this a time where he didn't want to have too many visitors?
It pretty much depended on his mood.
It did. Right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you're going through everything he went through and fighting and a cancer that it's aggressive and all the chemicals that were in his body, some days he was just
Yeah.
He didn't want to even see
he didn't
us.
want to have anything to do. And so,
Yeah.
we have to respect those wishes. And then there were days where he just wanted everyone around him. And so there'd be 20, 30 of us all together you know, and we'd go in at different times and just whatever he wanted, you know, he got.
He pretty much got
Anything you could to.
Yeah.
Right, right.
If we could do it, he got it.
And then in the meantime, of course, your life, you're not even here at this point, right?
No, I'm in Indiana and I'm flying back and forth to help. And
Wow. So he went through the treatment. And then?
we were cancer-free November 12th of 2013. And he called me about 3 weeks later to tell me, Mommy, I think it's back.
He said that.
He said that.
Right.
And he knew at that point, since everything we'd already been through, he knew the signs and how aggressive it is. And so by the time we got to UCSF, back into UCSF, it was February. So, and then we had to start another treatment. It wasn't a trial program, just treatment. And
Treatment, is that more chemo?
more chemo. We did another round of radiation, 20 days of radiation again. So they were trying anything and everything to save him.
How long was the second one? How long did this go on?
February to September.
And then he passed.
Yes.
Yes.
I so admire his courage. What's amazing to me, besides a lot of other things, is that he found time to enjoy his family. You guys went on family outings.
We did.
What did he like? What was special for him?
I actually moved back in March, knowing that we only had this little bit of time, and we made sure whatever he wanted to do, we did. I surprised him with, he loves penguins, so I surprised him with the trip to the San Francisco Zoo. They let us, there was about 25, 30 of us, and we all got to come for free for the whole day. He got to meet a penguin named Gubin and the trainer, and got to hang out with him. And then they allowed us to come back 2 weeks later to see 4 brand new penguins that were still in the back, being ready to come out.
This is San Francisco
San
Zoo.
Francisco Zoo.
They have a really nice exhibit
Yes.
there. You
They
get to
do.
see them splashing into
Yes.
the water, and they have their little condominiums.
Yes.
So cute. Yeah.
Yeah. But he actually had one sit on his lap and just let him pet him, and
Oh,
like a cat and a dog, when you get to a certain spot and they start scratching.
Aw.
Yeah. Penguins
Aw.
do that as well.
oh, wow. And what else did he like? What else did he do?
He had a girlfriend at the time, so he wanted to propose to her.
Yes.
And so he wanted to do it at the Monterey Bay Aquarium because she likes turtles. So we had to do it in front of the turtle exhibit. So we made it a big old production of that. Another 25, 30 of us went there, and he proposed, and it was amazing to see him so happy.
Yes. Well, he was with Team Scot right from the beginning.
Yes.
Right. He helped you form it. So what was his vision for this?
Well, because I went to him and told him, I don't want to be a family that starts a foundation after you're gone. I want you to have say in this. So I would give him my ideas, and he would tweak everything, colors and all that's all his idea. And his biggest thing was for us to help families like him, and to also, there's a kid, Luis, that had rhabdo, and his insurance would not allow him to do the trial program. So he wanted us to make sure we help adults and kids like him that the insurance companies won't cover it, and get them into a trial program. So that was his biggest thing.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So what else did he want to do though? He had more vision. These colors, or wasn't
Are-
this?
Yes.
These are his colors.
His
Okay.
teal is because he's a Carolina Panther fan. The gold is for childhood cancer. The purple, I'm not even sure where that came
It was his favorite color. He
It's
just
healing.
always wore
Purple
purple.
is a healing color.
He
I mean, you
loved
have to have
purple.
purple. Purple is a really, I really like my colors. I love all these colors, but the purple to me would be healing.
Yes.
That has to be.
And then
healing.
the special gold, gray color he likes. What
The
is
gray
name?
color. Well, it's anthracite, and so my husband and I, we collect Volkswagens, and we had a Carmen Ghia at the time, and it was anthracite gray, and he loved that car, and so that was one of his colors was that he wanted, and to be part of the logo was the anthracite gray, and so I mean, we put whatever he wanted.
Yeah,
He
pretty
could have
much.
said, I want checkered and with green and whatever, and we would have done it. I mean, it was
Nice
just,
colors.
yeah.
That was really nice.
But yes, good taste.
Yes.
Definitely. So he had a strong vision. He also had a bucket list. Now behind us, we have a couple jerseys over here. Definitely, I don't know if they're in order or what, but this is really big on the bucket list. So tell us about
Huge.
these jerseys behind us.
This is big.
This is huge. His bucket list was to actually fly to Charlotte, go to a Panthers game, meet Cam Newton, and have his turquoise jersey signed that is to my left here. And so we weren't able to pull that off. So when it was like an omen, when we have Super Bowl 50 down the street, I live 2 miles from Levi Stadium. Cam Newton and the Panthers are coming to the Super Bowl. Let's see. So my brother talked me into, let's do it like they do on Facebook, and it goes like wildfire. I'm like, that happens to everybody else but us, but okay. And I had also reached out to Frank Somerville at KTVU, just reaching out, asking if he knew anybody that could help me get the signature. Next thing I know, we're on Facebook, on his page, and he's got everybody liking it, sharing it. I mean, I think we had over like 1,600 likes.
That first day?
Yeah,
Yes.
just in the first day. And so happens, a lady that knows the mayor of Santa Clara got in touch with him. He knew Jed York, which is very helpful. So he got in touch with him. Jed York told his PR guy, Bob Lang, to get in contact with the Panthers, and they were just asking to get the jersey signed. And when Cam Newton got the story to him, he said, no, I want them at media night.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is all in a week's time. We posted it on Monday,
Right.
and the very next Monday, I'm getting the call, what are you doing later today? And I'm like, who is this? This is the 49er PR guy. I'm thinking, how did you get involved in this? But okay. Nothing. Why? Well, how would you like to come meet Cam Newton? Can you say that again, please? What? Oh, sure, we will be there. And so he said I could bring a few friends with me. So, of course, I called my brother, which is her husband, and because he's always with me for every sporting thing that we do, and my nephew, Aiden, and then my son, Malik, which is Scott's brother. So,
Really, really neat.
yes.
Well, that was huge on the bucket list, and I
Yes.
know that you have a lot more things that you want to do, but we need to move on a little bit. I want to find out, how is Team Scot doing with its goals and its objectives?
Well, right now what we're going to do is we're going to focus our efforts. So we've been doing a lot of little fundraising here and there, and just, trying to get our foundation off the ground. So in doing our research and trying to educate people, we're finding that the age group between 13 and 17, they're just not going to the doctor. They just flat out, you don't need any more vaccinations, you don't go to the doctor, you're done. Yeah. So when this age group is diagnosed with cancers, they're diagnosed a lot later. So they're already in a stage 4. They're already too far along. So what we're going to do is we are putting together, which is an idea we already had going, a skate competition. This brings in teenagers. This brings in the age group that we want to focus on.
Yes.
And we're going to educate. You have to still go to the doctor. You got to go do your blood work. You have to know your family history, because this can happen to you.
Yes.
This can happen to anyone. So we're going to focus on that. So we're going to have our skate competition, and then we're going to have the after party. So we're going to have so a lot of people call it a gala, but because we're going to be working with kids and
Skater type.
and skaters, we're going to have a more of an after party type feel. So this is our focus now, this big event that we want to put together. We're going to be reaching out to, big skateboarding community, to the more famous skateboarders to help us out. We have already some people on board. And so that's our focus. That's really what we want to get going. And we're still going to work with the younger, children as well, and any family that needs us, really, because that's what we're going to do. And we're already working with 3 families. These kids are only 6 years old. We have another family also, Samar, who's only 2 years old, and they're all in our shoes. They're going through what we've already gone through.
Yes.
And so we're going to continue to do that. And we're also going to be still going to UCSF and doing our blankets.
The tissue bank. I'd like to hear about that.
Oh,
What's
yes.
going on with that?
Well, that was actually a big deal for Scott too, is to donate his tumor to research, which Dr. Sabnis, his doctor, is in charge of. And so they have his tumor right now. But we, in all of our research, we've found out too that nobody knows to donate their tissue or their tumors to
Yeah.
research.
That's new. That's very new, isn't it? Yeah.
So Dr. Sabnis and UCSF are getting together a tissue bank. They would like to start at UCSF first, and we're going to spearhead it with them to get the message out there. And then at some point, it will go national, just like when you pass away, you donate your organs.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's fabulous.
Yes.
Well needed.
Yes.
It's very.
And we really
very
need the
important.
tissue and tumor at the beginning when you're first diagnosed, because that's where all the information they really need is in that tumor. So we're really going to help be in charge
So
of
you're
that.
doing that as well, and then you have some items here that your family and so forth.
Yes.
People, let me see that blanket. It looks nice and warm and
Yes.
fuzzy.
They are.
Yes, they are.
Oh, I see now. It's panther.
Yes.
Okay.
This is
Hold this up a little bit.
one of Scott's and his brother Malik's idea
Yeah.
to help the kids that are receiving chemo in the outpatient at the clinic, because it's always cold, freezing in there.
It's warm. It's fuzzy.
Yes,
It's
warm
very,
and fuzzy, and
Yeah.
the kids love them. And we make all of these by hand.
You have something on the inside
we
somewhere.
have our special, here it is,
Oh.
our
all the
special
blankets.
tag on every blanket that goes to UCSF and the kids with cancer, so they know where it came from and that it was made with love.
Yeah.
And I have
Really
an
nice.
aunt that lives in Kansas City,
Believe.
Missouri.
Team Scott believes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's actually made about, probably like 400 of these blankets for us now, because she doesn't
Wow.
live here. So her contribution is making us tie blankets to deliver.
Wow. Let me see your totes over there. You've got totes?
Yes, we have our
Oh.
Team Scott shopping tote.
Tote. Oh, nice.
That we are
Like the
actually the only
colors?
one that has the gold ribbon handles on the tote as well.
Very nice, very nice. There's two of them here somewhere, but it's very,
Yes.
there we go. Okay.
And then we have Grandmother Cheryl, as he liked to call my mom.
And she makes these.
She makes these.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And we sell them, so the money we make off of them goes directly to research.
Absolutely. And
Yes.
so, you've got a
We have a
49ers there.
49er one.
Oh, and of course people
Yes.
can see all this on
Yes.
your website.
Yes, it's all on our
everything's
website.
on the website.
So you have tote bags.
Tote
and,
bags,
Wow.
yes.
And then you also do like a home business jewelry thing?
Yes,
that,
I do a home business out of my home, and I sell jewelry. I'm wearing one of the necklaces here.
And so a
50% of my profits go back into Team Scott. That's
Yeah.
why I started selling it, to help fund it.
So you give a lot of these blankets, you give away to the children
Yes.
that are going through. So is this on a regular basis now? Do you get people to
Yes.
help you with that, or
We
That's
need
a
more
lot
help.
to make.
Yes,
Yes.
we need more help. We're actually looking to get with the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts so they can earn a badge and donate these to Team Scott and the kids with cancer.
Yeah. Now, something very important is coming up, and that is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month,
Yes. That's
which
right.
is September, which is
Yes.
right around the corner. Tell us about that.
Yes, it's a very busy month for us.
What are you going to be doing?
So-
and what does it represent? What does the whole thing represent?
It's just like October is for breast cancer. It's to get the awareness out there, because a lot of people don't know about childhood cancer. A lot of people think it won't happen to them, just like we did, and it can happen to anybody at any time, at any age. Because childhood cancer is not age specific. So it can happen to a 40-year-old man as well. Just
Wow.
because it's called childhood cancer, yes. So because of Scott's age, we still had to go to UCSF, the pediatric side, because they're the best at helping with that cancer.
Yeah.
So we have up in Elk Grove, California, my best friend's husband is the volleyball coach for the girls team, and they allow us to come to every home game and have a Team Scott night.
And this is in Elk Grove,
Elk Grove, California, right outside Sacramento. And we have raffles, we sell all of our merchandise, and they also give us half of the door money that they receive for the games
And
for
we
the
get
whole
a
month.
T-shirt, don't we?
We sure do.
Yeah.
That goes along with the Scot skateboarding picture. That is the picture turned into the logo,
Hold it straight up. There we go.
because we wanted everyone to,
Pretty cool. And that's a skate wheel, of
Yes.
course. So these are available. And so this is an activity that's going to continue for a while. I guess the time and all that's on your website, right?
yes, all the days, the times, yes.
Yes, we have a calendar on our website, and everything is on there.
Yeah.
Everything we do, upcoming events, ways you can help.
Now, we also have something else. We have a National Angel Quilt going on. Can we see the
Yes.
picture there?
We have a National Angel Quilt going on that has been touring the country, and from Kids versus Cancer.
Yeah.
And they actually had us who wanted to put
There he is.
a story and his picture in this book that actually everybody in Congress has received a copy of this book, letting them know how important childhood cancer is to us and these children that need their support, because we only get 4% from the National Cancer Institute to take care of 13 childhood cancers.
4% funding, that's
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
That's
And we
all.
have 13 main, and then off the main there's little branches as well.
So this quilt will be on display where?
It's been on display in Washington, D.C., and it's traveled through the different
States,
states.
it's touring.
Yes, but if you go to our website again, everything's on there.
Everything's
the
on the
quilt,
website.
Yes,
Everything's on there.
everything's on the website. Anything we talk about today, you can look on the website if you forgot anything.
Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate. For people out there watching, there is a lot of love and outpouring you can do for support, because we really need to shred childhood cancer. So there's a lot of ways that people can help. We certainly couldn't cover them here, but if you go on the website, there's a lot of ideas there. So thanks for watching the show, and watch again. This is pretty neat. This is really, I saw